Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman by heading over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
I miss those ghost towels. I really miss them already. This is a year of Halloween with no candy. That's just this whole fucking year. It's just spooky shit, no candy.
Yep. Fucking nothing.
Yeah. Not even a Twizzlers.
Nope.
Just nothing.
Not even some 300-year-old, not even like a little piece of saltwater taffy from the 1960s.
Oh, yeah. That shit that might have been made by MK Ultra, you're not sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that shit.
Always finds its way into your bag somehow.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Are we not into taffy?
No, I'm just talking about there was
taffy.
Yeah, there was always like some weird ass candy that was like some ancient piece of taffy or like lemon heads that
Had
had like Dwight D. Eisenhower's face on the package.
What pure monster has intentionally given children black licorice, for instance, in the last 20 years?
Right.
What pure
I like
monster?
black licorice.
Yeah, but you're not giving it to kids.
But children don't. Children don't.
No, they
No.
hate it. Tastes like bitter root beer.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that sounds delish.
I know it does, but
Simply
we're adults.
delish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you should tell a child while you hand him the black licorice next
Uh-huh.
year.
Yeah, listen, you
I'm
piece
gonna
of
be-
shit.
You know what? I'm going to be that maniac.
Oh, I can't
next
wait.
Halloween.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Hi.
Well, episode of Hypecast.
Hypecast.
It's the show where we get hyped about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I'm your other co-host, David Bell.
I am guest Adam Ganser.
Oh, Ganser.
Thank you for having
Hello.
me. What a pleasure. Yeah.
You fell
Always.
right into our trap.
Yep. Now
you.
you're stuck here for the next hour or so.
Yeah. Or so. I'm
Or
leaning
so.
heavy
Yeah.
on that
You
or
know,
so.
I'm being optimistic about the
Yeah.
hour, but let's give it a shot.
I don't know why you would. Just briefly,
You are
Dave,
setting yourself up for failure.
This has been a parade of fools already. Dave, if you're going to hand out candy to children, what are we doing facial hair-wise? Can you just briefly describe it?
Let's be real. I'm not
Yeah.
going to hand out anything to children. When I buy candy, it's for Dave.
It goes right in the Dave gullet. Yeah.
It goes straight,
Right.
straight into the Dave.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know what life I would lead where I find myself handing out Halloween treats.
Yeah.
I don't know what nightmare I've passed into if that's the case, you know?
I feel like
Because I've never lived anywhere where kids count on me to give them candy.
no matter what you give them, it comes with an apology. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. I'm sure you wanted a different thing. I don't know what you like. I don't care. And I'm sorry. I wish I could. I can't.
I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah.
All
Here's
I have
here's a
are
Billie
these
Eilish
tiny empty
CD.
bags of Skittles.
For realsies, I grew up in the country where there was like not another driveway for like a half a mile kind of area on like a hill. So like no one's walking up that hill. So like I've never ever been in a location that I could give Halloween candy to children.
Oh.
So I don't know what it would be. I'd freak out. I'd lose my nerve or something.
Yeah. Maybe you should write out a plan in case it ever happens to you.
Yeah, you have a bug
Yeah.
out bag of candy to just fling at the children as you escape.
It's a good idea.
This
It's
is
a good idea.
This is just one of those winter maintenance tasks maybe you do in your downtime, like a will. Also,
Yeah.
candy to children plan. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what you do is you get a bunch of those chocolate oranges so that, you know, as you're making your getaway, you can whip them for maximum damage.
That's true. Oh yeah, those things.
That's basically
those things
a
will fuck you up.
baseball. Yeah, that's just That'll take a kid right off its feet.
Put them in the freezer if you really don't care about anybody's future.
Just knock those kids right off their horrible feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm whipping candy at kids, I probably am not worried about their future. Win.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Also, you should have said mustache. We could have ended this much faster. Mustache would have ended the whole conversation.
Would it have?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the idea of him trying to do that. All right. I can do it.
Why don't we, Dave, we have some producers to thank.
You want to thank some producers, Tom?
I would love if we would do that.
All right. Well, hey, producers, I'm speaking directly to you. Everybody else can cover their ears if they need to. Special thank you.
Everybody else mute the podcast.
Nobody listen. Yeah.
No, it's optional. I'm saying it's optional. If you're a producer, you have to listen.
Right.
Well, yeah.
That's your burden to carry. Big thanks to Bob Grenville.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert Grenville. Martial law is a superhero. Thank you very much. Thank you to Etch.
The Tekken character?
Etch.
What?
Etch.
Is it the Tekken character?
Etch is a Tekken character?
No, martial law.
No,
martial law.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Look,
you can imagine
we're
Etch,
moving, man. We're
Etch
moving.
has threads. Like he just has lots of threads. Like he's a fucking costumer in his free time. I can see it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a costumer, let us know.
Yeah.
Thanks to Steven. Thank you, Steven. Thank you to Down Home Chicken. Peacock.
Wow.
Thank you to Julia Dorner. Thank you very much. Thank you to Han Toomey, the Confused Cyborg. Thank you. As always, thank you. Asking Seven.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. A thank you to Happy Ed. You're glorious. Thank you to the guy with a head, just not where you want it to be. Sure.
Real armpit
Thank
head
you.
sitch.
Yeah.
Armpit head, yeah. Thank you to I Was Born to Stare. Thank you.
All right, well, I'm going to jump in here. Thank you, Tiger Drawers Pratt Thompson, for raindrops keep falling on my head. Not singing that. Thank you to Chloe Rice.
Thank you. Thank you, Chloe.
Thank you to Dan Hackroyd.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Kool-Aid Man says, fuck it, use me to make a huge Molotov and burn it all down, comrades.
Woo!
Thank you to Guy with a Long Name.
Thank you.
Thank you to E.T., the Extravagant Terresticle.
Thank you.
Thank you to Cody Johnson's Time Machine Noise.
Thank
you to Pete Vorpagel. Rhymes with
Thank
bagel.
you.
And
We don't need that note anymore, the rhymes with bagel note, right?
Unless it's part of the
You're on
name.
top of this.
I don't know,
No.
man.
When they gave me the name, they were like, it rhymes with bagel. So I just went ahead and put that in there, but I don't think it's part of the name.
Okay, well, we can talk about that later.
We could make a whole podcast about it, really, if we really wanted to.
Sure.
And finally, thank you to Glitterous.
Glitterous.
Great name. I'm
just saying.
hardly
Solid name.
approve. Yeah.
Like, what if I get rid of rhymes with bagel and you're like, thank you to Pete,
Thank you to-
and you're like, you don't know what to do, you know?
That's an option. That's one way it could go.
Yeah, it's definitely one way it could
Some
go.
of these names have become real thinkers. Just a lot of contemplation happening on my end. More than gratitude.
Good.
Quite frankly. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, are you gentlemen ready to talk about some trailers?
So ready.
All right,
Yeah,
this first
you're
one is
goddamn right I am.
Yeah. This was not a bleak week, but I was surprised by how little trailers were turning up. This first one is for The Prom. This is a musical with a lot of celebrities in it. The music, I gotta say, the song and dance looks banging.
Yeah, no, this is a Broadway production. It's just being made into a movie by Ryan Murphy.
Right. I hate the story.
Sure.
I don't know who likes this.
Well, all right. So the story is, it's a small town where a young girl wants to bring her girlfriend to the prom, and they cancel the prom, and these Broadway stars learn about it, and they go to this small town in the middle of America, and they set them straight. And they're like, no, we're going to have the prom. And what bothers me about this isn't the LGBTQ people having a prom, obviously. It's the rich boomer liberals here to save the day.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah.
because I wrote it in the notes.
It's in Indiana, and they come all the way from Broadway. They're like, this is bullshit, and that's fine.
And they like immediately are like, oh, fuck Indiana. Like the first thing they say about it is like, we're going to be the biggest thing since whatever has happened in Indiana. And it just feels a little smug because I had researched this previously. There have been like LGBTQ proms canceled in small towns.
Sure.
And usually they're saved by the people in the small town.
Right.
In one case, in Jacksonville, Florida, it was a local church was like, fuck, no, don't cancel their prom. This is a thing. And it doesn't take like rich boomers from the city to come and help the dumb small towners. They usually have the kids protest and people in the town. So like if they had done this as a musical about the kids in the town being like, no, we're going to have an LGBTQ prom and let's get together and do that, I think that'd just be more compelling than let's have these rich old ass celebrities come launching into town to save the day.
Dave, if you don't mind, I'm going to make a fairly artistic comparison here. I think that you'll agree with. Have you ever seen Angels in the Outfield?
Yeah.
So if they had a whole fucking plot that was happening in heaven with Christopher Lloyd where like he was trying to solve his own problems as an angel, winning the pennant for the angels, you would not enjoy that, right? You would not enjoy that part of the story from Angels in the Outfield, would you?
I guess not.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, unless it was really weird, then I might for the weird reasons.
Yeah.
But in general, that's a distraction from the main story, which is let this child have a baseball win for God's sakes, right? That's the whole idea. The problem with this movie is that it should be about these kids and their prom, and we are obligated because of the nature of the characters and the stars playing these characters to spend more time on their needs than we want to in a movie like this.
It feels like they take center stage.
Yes, they clearly do. They clearly do.
Yeah. And there's like the comparisons I was making was like Pump Up the Volume or Footloose. They're both small town revolutions of the kids, which are brought on by like an outsider kid who like works up all the other kids. Like, let the fucking kids have a movie. That's really what it comes down to. Like Nicole Kidman and Meryl Streep and fucking James Corden are blasting in the small town like, we're gonna fix you, and it's like. It just, like the kids, it feels like they literally like get in the way of the teenage characters in the trailer where it's like, and it's their story. And it's like, but it's not.
Yeah,
You're right.
I think it's an excuse to bring Broadway to the silver screen, which is the opposite of, I do want the Footloose version of this story. I think that's kind of good.
Yeah.
You know, also, like, there's something, I don't know, I can't put my finger on what it is that bothers me about it. There's something about making this about Broadway, like, not even just the people, but Broadway, that seems like, I don't understand what we're, like, why is it about Broadway? Why Broadway? I don't get that.
It comes off, to me, like, kind of smug, because it's like Broadway celebrating itself, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I think the only thing I can think of is that it's serving as a way to explain why this is a Broadway show, but like most other shows don't do that. Like we don't.
Right.
We didn't need Broadway stars to come into Hamilton for us to explain why it's a musical.
There's not a
The Newsies didn't need to come from Broadway.
Right.
No, although it wouldn't have hurt. Wouldn't have hurt the movie.
Yeah, it wouldn't
have hurt. There's not a single musical that's ever existed that needed to explain how.
Right,
because
exactly.
they're all impossible. Not a single one could happen. It's a movie. What are we talking about here? You know, like, do I need Broadway to come in and explain why the Terminator works too? What the fuck are we doing here?
Well, I mean, yes, I really want to see that movie. Yes.
You'll never make a man out of me, right?
I am a Terminator.
I think if you're going out of your way, like
a goddamn battleship.
That sounds amazing.
Well, have you seen? They did a production of Terminator 2 using Shakespeare dialogue. You can find that online.
I could.
So all the dialogue is Shakespeare style. So like "Hasta la vista, baby" is "parting is such sweet sorrow" instead.
Oh, I see.
And so on and so forth. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I bet that's cool. I still, I want to see what they decide the musical number is for the T-1000. I just want to know what that is.
A Terminator musical. I think we all deserve that.
I'd way rather see that than any future Terminator. Like, give me a musical before I see another fucking Terminator. Don't care what it is, just musical, please.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be equally likely at this point.
It might also, it's definitely going to be fucking better. Hey, let Meryl Streep be in it. I'm all for that. Why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let her be a Terminator. I'm in.
Yeah. Make her be an iron-boned future assassin.
Why not?
God, a Meryl Streep Terminator.
Yeah, Dave. You see how this?
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Yeah. All we really needed was to workshop it. It didn't even take that long.
No, not really. Yeah. No, and we're perfect, so we did it.
We are.
Yeah, this fucking musical. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't. I don't know how to. There's like a bunch of thorny issues I want to talk about, but I don't know how to without being. Like, I didn't like the casting of this for age and also for why are all the Broadway people old white people? Right?
Exactly.
That's weird.
It just feels a little smug. It feels like a movie it's the same of like a movie about making movies, where like everybody loves it, and it's the George Clooney acceptance speech about how Hollywood is so progressive. It's just
and it's fucking not.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And so it just feels like, I don't know who made this musical. I don't know what the plot is, but just based on this trailer, it feels almost parody-like, where it's like these kids, like it starts with like the kid having the prom canceled, and it's like, oh, cool, like this is going to be like a Footloose type thing, and then it like hard cuts to all these rich white celebrities, like, I heard in Nowheresville, Alabama, there's a prom canceled. We must go save them. And then it's just them singing and dancing, and it's like, what the fuck?
I also
let the kids have their fucking musical.
Right. I also think this is like the wrong kind of musical. Like, I would way rather see, you know what I mean? Like, it's very like sort of old school showbizy musical. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why is that the answer? Like, why can't we find a new? And it's not even about the old people in it. It's about like, this is a boring musical, right?
Yeah, I do stand by the fact that the song and dance looks banging.
Does it?
Yeah, it does to me.
Okay.
But I get where it might not be the right fit or something.
Right. I can't give you what the music should be for a high school musical right this minute, but like it can't be like old 50s, 60s movie inspired show tunes, because that's what it feels like it's going to be. It's like,
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of it to comment on that.
It has a real Cats vibe, though. I'm just going to put that out there right now. It has a real fucking Cats vibe.
Oh, man.
It does.
Yes.
It fucking does, Dave.
Yeah. Why are you addressing me?
Because your voice said you didn't agree, that you didn't see the cats in it, and I'm telling you right fucking now. As soon as what's his name? James Gordon. What's his name?
That's it. That is his name.
Yes, James Gordon.
He is in both films.
As soon as he came hustling into this fucking picture, I was like, "This is cats. I feel it. I feel the cats."
All right.
He just slowly transforms into a cat.
Like we're not even seeing it. You know what I mean? Like he's growing fur. Like we're not even noticing it. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know. Yeah, I got more like Chicago vibes off of it.
I wish it was that.
I guess.
For sure.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see Once?
No.
Yes, I did.
I really like that. I really like how they pulled that off.
That's an interesting idea. You know what I mean? Like, that's a creative musical.
That's a really creative musical.
That's what we should
be doing. For people who haven't seen it, it's a musical where all the music is logistically makes sense in the scenes. So it's about musicians working on a song together, basically. But not all the singing, not all the numbers are just them in a studio. They find creative ways to make it feel like a musical.
Oh, I think I can actually put my concern into words. So it's that we have this like somewhat diverse town, right? And like we're celebrating their diversity, which I think is a thing they say, right? They say that
I don't know.
in the advertisement, and we're celebrating with like one of the oldest kind of show tunes we have. That's what's bothering me so much about it. Yeah, that's why I hate the music, because it's like, what? Wait, 50s, 60s show tunes? What the fuck? Anyway, all right.
I get what you're saying, because it just all feels very boomer. It feels like a movie for boomers,
right.
Because it's the era of boomers music. It's rich boomers saving the day.
Yeah,
and it's like that. We need to stop that.
Yeah.
We need it's like that's the key thing that really bothers me is the dynamic of like these wealthy boomers coming in, kind of talking down to this town, and not like again. Maybe the movie addresses or does something about this, but like it was like it's the wrong group that should be leading the charge. It should be the teens.
It feels like in every single way, just flip the parties. Like just flip them. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's move on from this.
We're getting the hook, Dave. We're getting the hook. Just like that.
All right.
All right.
Oh no! I love if there's a song every time I go over. Please, I'd love to get shamed by song. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next trailer.
I don't do a good John Popper. Yeah.
Next trailer is Earwig and the Witch.
This trailer was in Japanese, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's next to Studio Ghibli film from Goro Miyazaki.
The Mortal Kombat character?
Goro Miyazaki. No, it's Miyazaki's son.
Cool.
100%.
It's their first CGI one.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had 100% no idea what was going on. I loved this. I thought it looked really great. I liked the ideas and the visuals of it a lot.
I like the little kitty in it.
Yeah, sure. Like the Play-Doh looking cat.
Little
I kind of like
kitty.
the devil horned kid. I like the weird pigtails that were devil horned. I was like, I'm into this. I don't know what the deal is with this kid, but I like it.
Yeah.
I also thought, like, not knowing the language, it became more evident to me that they cast somebody too old to play a child for the lead voice. You know what I mean? Like, that person felt like that woman's like probably 25, I'm betting, or maybe 30, and this kid's supposed to be 10. I don't know. It's a little weird.
I don't know.
So I looked up the plot.
Oh, thank you.
It's an orphan girl who is adopted by a witch.
That totally adds
and
up.
like spooky house filled with cool stuff. So yeah, that checks out. Yeah, I mean, it's always a shame that they obviously can't do stop motion. I assume for budget reasons.
Stop motion?
Or sorry.
You mean cell animation?
Cell animation. Sorry, I was confusing them with the
with Leica.
Leica, thank you.
No, this is Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. I feel like it's budget reasons still.
I don't
cell
know.
animation.
How can this be cheaper than that?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't think it is.
All of this. Everybody is fucking going to CGI, and so I just assume it's cheaper. Because why else would they be doing it?
I think it's just the way the wind blows. I don't know.
It might also be an easier workflow.
Yeah. With that said, I'm sure they're going to be able to make it look really cool.
It's probably way easier to pre-visualize in CGI. Like, you can imagine a world where the characters are in a space and you can kind of pivot the camera around it, whereas you can't really do that in animation, I don't think. So, like, in animation, you kind of have to know what you want to see in terms of angle and everything before you can look at it, whereas in CGI, you can actually make a space and then kind of manipulate the objects and find an angle. So
Also, it...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say...
I was just going to say, it doesn't matter if the story is good.
Sure.
Anyway.
Sure. Why? Why doesn't that matter?
Wait, what?
I'm saying that CGI versus animation doesn't matter if you've made a good movie.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, okay. Right. If the story's good, that decision doesn't matter. They're not... Right.
So if it's easier this way, more streamlined, just more studios are equipped for it, it makes sense to switch to CGI. I just,
Yeah,
I like all the old shit.
Yeah, I hope they don't completely do away with it, but who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think you would really miss it that much in like 20 years.
Well, no, because I would be like. Do you mean me specifically, or
mean,
like a child in 20 years?
Definitely a child wouldn't. But I mean, like us in 20 years, I feel like we're still in like relatively close proximity to that as part of our youth and growing up. And like the further you get from that, the more I think you wouldn't really miss it much.
Well, okay. I don't think I know what you're saying, and you're probably right.
I hate it.
But and like technology advances and all that.
Right.
But like, I don't think of it the same way as we think of like black and white or movies without sound. Where like I don't think CGI makes an animated children's film necessarily better either, and I'm sure you guys agree.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's always going to be around the other styles. They're just harder. And like, especially when there's no reason to do it, I'm sure it's hard convincing a studio to do it that way.
Yeah, it's just purely artistic.
Right. Which I don't know. I think it's whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
This looks neat.
I don't. Yeah. Is Earwig the name of this child?
I hope so. It better be, or I'm walking out.
Yeah. Well, it's a child and a witch, so
Well, Process of elimination. That kid's name is Earwig.
Right, but
well, in the synopsis it says the orphan girl is named Earwig. So there you go.
So a yes would have sufficed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have saved a lot of time there.
And
orphan kids always they always have the best adventures.
Sure. It almost makes you wish your parents died. Just for the adventure.
Yeah, it's your parents die, and then Hagrid shows up and tells you you're a wizard.
That's the first.
Exactly.
That's really the first thing. Then you get great at chess, and like there's so many things that happen.
Yeah.
Do they do that? Is it just because like the way storytelling works is you want to start your hero in a place where they're like really down in their luck, and if it's a kids movie, they got like a real easy go-to where they're just like orphan.
I think it's more that they want to have the kid be able to go on an adventure without any logistical restraints.
You're right.
I think both things makes the child sympathetic.
Right, because if Hagrid kidnapped Harry Potter from a nice home, be really fucked up.
Mm-hmm. You can't go on an adventure if your parents are bitching at you. I mean, you can,
right?
But it's a certain style of story.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it has like some mythological origin, because it's also like there's like a thing in old heroes myths where like the orphan and his uncle or whatever like lays down the family heirloom kind of thing. I feel like that's like a thing, right? Because wasn't Arthur an orphan? King Arthur?
Maybe.
I think.
I don't know.
Wasn't he?
I feel like I don't know.
He's got the orphan look to him.
I mean,
he's got that orphan
he sure
look.
Does. Yeah, orphan.
I think there were a lot of orphans back in the day, right? Because
right.
Like that's just natural causes. Like you just get orphaned.
Right. If I remember the Disney cartoon correctly, he was living with his uncle, who hated him. Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. And then Merlin came surfing in from the Bermudas. That's what I remember.
He did come from the Bermudas, didn't he?
He wore sunglasses and shorts. They snuck that shit in.
I forgot about that until this very second.
I gotta watch that again.
I haven't seen that shit in like 25 years.
He had an owl named Archimedes, and Archimedes was pretty bummed about everything. Pretty great.
I just remember the horny squirrels.
Oh, squirrels.
That's what I've always.
Holy shit.
That squirrel wanted to fuck him so bad.
He broke that lady squirrel's heart. My God.
She
what did she
devastated
so sad.
that lady squirrel.
She says the line "chiku." I remember how she said it. She goes "chiku," and like it's like this question, like, "Are you gonna do this to me? You're breaking my heart. This is what's happening."
All right. So when he turns back into a human, is the squirrel still into it?
Didn't
No.
you see? Oh no, that's right. No.
I'm hearing conflicted opinions.
You're right.
No, that's what does it. That's where the chiku question comes from.
That's the deal breaker.
He's trying to explain it.
There's so much hurt and betrayal in that one little chiku.
Yeah, it really is.
That is
packed.
It is really fucked up for that squirrel. That squirrel had an experience. Like most squirrels don't have that experience.
No,
right?
that was a real existential crisis for that squirrel. They don't normally encounter those.
That squirrel became a love orphan, is what happened.
Yeah,
it lost its love parents. That's it for that squirrel.
Well, it's like if one of us got into a relationship and it was going well, and then they turned into like a shark, and and it was like, well, I don't know what to think about this anymore.
Dave, rarely
This is a real bummer for me.
rarely do I say this, but perfect metaphor. Thank you, Dave. Perfect metaphor. It is like that.
Yeah.
Clearly, I didn't understand all the rules in play here.
Oh shit! What is this next movie? What is it? I don't understand it.
Sweet Home.
Okay, yeah, this next trailer is Sweet Home, which is apparently a show that's coming to Netflix.
How is it
and
a show?
I don't know what it is. It's just, it looks like
It looks like a camera
game.
angle. It's a camera angle is all it is.
Yeah.
I can tell you what it
Thank you,
is.
Dave. I did not. So I refuse to look up synopses based on trailers because to me, a trailer needs to give me enough information that I want to watch it. Yes.
I know that it's based off a webtoon.
Okay.
It's I was looking at this for more hype, and then I realized it was getting a lot of hype. So I was like, well, it doesn't need
and
more
you
hype.
watched it, and you're like, no.
This is a guy moves into an apartment, and there are people turning into monsters.
Okay.
End of synopsis.
All right.
I think it's like zombies, but not zombies. They're like demons or something. So that's what we're watching is someone get chased by one of them, and then he turns into one at the end.
Okay.
All right.
That's what we're seeing. I kind of like how it was put together. It feels like a. Did either of you guys get like a early 2000s aesthetic vibe off of
little
it?
bit.
Yes, it looked like Monster House.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
have seen the Noid show up at the very end and like try to sell us Doritos or something.
Yeah.
Like, I
Right.
could
That's
easily seen that. Yeah.
It does look like a commercial.
Right.
I mean, it is a commercial, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. Like I could
Yeah.
have seen Chester Cheetah at the end, knocking back an espresso or something, being like, "You've been asking
man.
for me."
What if Chester Cheetah got just his soul taken over by a demon?
That's probably already happened.
I mean, why
Probably
not?
already
Yeah.
happened.
That's true,
probably
yeah.
his origin.
Yeah. What if?
Yeah, how else do you think he can wear sunglasses and tennis shoes,
That's
man?
right.
He made a pact.
Like
That's demonic
that's
possession.
a regular cheetah after the fact is what happened. There's a regular cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
A demon got involved. Chester's the after fact, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're
Yeah.
looking at. Demon cheetah.
Demon Cheetah. That's my nickname.
That's
now.
why he keeps telling you how it ain't easy. It's not easy being cheesy. Like it's hell, is what he's really saying.
Yeah, no, his soul is forever. It's just constantly burning.
Or cheesy.
Yeah,
It's got a cheesy soul.
Jesus. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sweet Home. I don't know. I'll watch this or not.
I guess.
It looks. I mean, it's not enough. There's not enough
Yeah,
to know if this is good.
Yeah, this trailer gave me nothing.
I will
Yeah.
accept another trailer from it. That's all I'm willing to grant it at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we want to move on then?
I would love to.
Feels
Yeah.
like we got this one
I
locked up.
guess.
All right. The Mauritanian.
Okay.
This is what's going on here?
This is
Benedict.
It's Benedict doing a real southern voice, really going for
Real
it.
southern.
Real foghorn leghorn.
There was one. So I was at first I was like, I don't think I like this, and then, or like it just wasn't. I don't know. I was kind of like about it, and then there was a detail that got kind of dropped. It right toward the end of the trailer that I was like, ooh, which is when Jodie Foster goes, "He's not a criminal. He's a witness." Well, he's a witness. That's when I was like, oh, okay, so this is gonna go somewhere.
Did anybody watch the? Did anybody watch the?
No,
report?
you were really
No.
excited about it. I just wanted you to tell me about it.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep during it.
Oh.
I realized something while watching that is that these like war in Iraq, Guantanamo, post 9/11 era, Bush era, political thrillers. I don't know if they work. And it might be because they seem quaint now in comparison, because they're talking about problems that we never really solved and then added more problems, you know? So this has that feel where it's like where I got heavy report vibes off of it, where it's like a political thriller about that era, and it's like, I mean, you know, what are they going to do? Make stuff about now? I
No, I don't want
but,
that.
like,
This feels very centrist to me. Like it feels
I don't know.
Well, so here are the dynamics we know are at play, right? So, like, we know that Jodie Foster and Shailene Woodley are defending these accused terrorists because of a sort of ideological connection to doing the right thing and this is our job. And it also happens to break their way because Guantanamo, this is a movie that's like Guantanamo has always been an illegal evil experiment, right? That's the idea. And I'm sure I'm on board with that, but like
they're not wrong.
No, they're not wrong, but it's not like they're not adding anything to this conversation that changes my opinion, and they're not evoking they're not really doing anything evocative with this at all, right?
Mm-hmm. Not in the trailer at least.
Sure.
And I guess I think you kind of nailed it there, is that I'm not that excited about this for that reason, is that like the moral conundrum of it in my head is made up already. And so it's just, I don't know. Is this, I assume, based on a true story? It says it in there.
It does, yeah, right in the beginning.
Yeah, so I guess I'll watch it for that reason, because it's not something I knew had happened. So I was like, shit. All right, I'll hear about it.
Well,
I guess.
I also can I shout out a couple of details about this that I think are cool. So, like, one of them is the Mohammedo Al-Slahi, whose name I just butchered, is the guy from, I think he's the guy from A Prophet, the lead actor from A Prophet. Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't seen
Dude,
that one.
that movie is incredible. It's like The Godfather, but it's like from 2009. It's fucking awesome. And he's the lead in it. So, like, I'm just stoked that he made it into a film over here. Like, that kind of, I'm excited about that. Jodie Foster looking this age, for some reason, even though of course she should, it feels like I traveled through time. Well, you know what I mean, right?
No. She's doing a Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges was the same way. Is that he looked 40, and then suddenly aged like 20 years between movies. And I think a lot of actors do that. What's his name from Get Out? Pulled it as well.
Yes.
Bradley Whitford.
Yeah, Whitford.
Bradley Whitford. I think what it is that, when you're an actor, you dye your hair, you do certain things, and then you get to an age where you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
And so to us, it happens overnight. And so, I thought that was interesting. It's time.
Yeah, it's time. I liked that. I wasn't bummed about it. I was just like, oh, wow. Ooh. Meanwhile, Shailene Woodley's been the same age for 10 years, it looks like to me. Right? Because when was The Descendants? Like, it's been a long time now.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Like 2009 or 10.
She was a kid then, and she still kind of looks pretty young. Now, so Benedict Cumberbatch,
yes.
I think he's like only 30% good. Can I like I don't think he's that good. Like movies seem to think like the guys like Anthony Hopkins in the 90s or something, right? Where it's like and Benedict fucking Cumberbatch, and you're like,
right?
And I'm like, I don't think he's not fucking Daniel Day-Lewis, man. He's fine. He's not a guarantee that the movie is going to be good. That's for damn sure.
No, yeah, that's that can go in either direction.
Right.
Yeah. He's not quite he's similar to me, Michael Fassbender, where when I first saw them I was like, "Oh, this is a career that's going to fucking blossom." And then it's like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
You're like,
right.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing, Fassbender?
Well, he paid a price for that. I'm going to go ahead and say he's paid the price for Assassin's Creed.
And I first saw Benedict Cumberbatch in, I believe, fucking Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy? And I was so excited. And then, fucking Sherlock, it's a lot of fun. But, yeah, ultimately, he's fine.
Right.
But he's sort of just an actor who does something very specific.
Right, and I think that's a perfectly reasonable take on him. Movie trailers still believe that we should be hearing it and Benedict fucking Cumberbatch.
People are like, oh shit!
Yeah, like that's when the foghorns
Whipping out their
go
wallets.
Off. Yeah, like a couple of motorcycles wheelie past and shit.
Oh hell yeah!
Like that's what we're supposed to think. And
a bear rides a tricycle.
Right, and like based on what? What's the project that's like, oh yeah? What's that project?
I think
for him,
it is very weird because like, yeah,
I don't know.
like he's not the fucking Rock. He's never sent an eyebrow at me that set my heart in flames.
No, I mean he's done like I like the Imitation Game. I like a lot of the things he's done. That he's carrying. I like the ones he's carrying, but like generally, I get what you're saying. It's always been weird to me that he's also in Marvel. I always forget.
Right. I actually liked him in that role though.
Yeah,
he's
I mean
great.
that's like 60% of actors now.
Right, that means
not
nothing.
really, but like
that means nothing. Like okay, because like he doesn't have a Silence of the Lambs. Like Anthony Hopkins had the same problem in the '90s. Let's be honest, where like he'd show up in movies and do his like stilted maniac Englishman thing, and everyone's like, oh, but like, but he had Silence of the Lambs. That's the like it was like, yep, here he comes, motherfucker. Benedict Cumberbatch doesn't have that at all.
Has he played a villain that isn't a dragon?
Yeah, he played the villain in the second Star Trek. Khan.
Oh yeah. Has he played like a villain that isn't some bullshit like that? That's like a Hannibal Lecter type, where it's like a real like scary, like an actual villain and not just like Khan.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I feel like he needs that because I don't know. You've been whipping out fucking Anthony Hopkins, so my mind went to that. Right. Where it's like I think because he always plays like a smug jerk or like a grandiose villain.
Yeah.
But I would love to watch him play like a maniac, like a murderer,
right?
Like a really terrifying person.
Well, I think
because he in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, he's kind of sinister, or just his presence is. And again, it's probably just because I'd first seen him. So I had first thought of him as a kind of a sinister person.
It might be because
he never lived up to that.
It might be because he has that craggy, dark voice and small eyes. Like he might not actually be that ferocious. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing.
Right. He just looks like a reptilian king.
Right. He looks the part, but I don't know that I feel the vibe of him being the part. Like for instance, every part you want to give to him, imagine if you gave it to Tom Hardy. You know, I think it's like, ooh, he'd fuck that up.
Yeah, I just sat up.
Yeah,
I would love to give fucking Sherlock Holmes and Doctor Strange to Tom Hardy.
Fucking headbutt those parts.
Doctor Strange, that would be a different film.
They would all be profoundly different. I
don't know if these all work. Fucking Tom Hardy Khan.
Sure, he's already been in Star Trek
the
once.
Man's basically
doing some fucking
the man's
voice.
Carved out of rock. Let him play Bronson. Let him play Tom Hardy as Bronson in all those parts. I'm way in on that shit. Way in on it.
Tom Hardy as a dragon.
Sure. Oh, he could do that part. That's not impossible.
He could do that. They wouldn't even have to CGI him. Just laying on the gold without a shirt on.
I mean, I don't want to send you over into a Dave-gasm, but like also Nicolas Cage would have been kind of hilarious as Smaug the Dragon.
Yeah, obviously.
Maybe it went without saying, but I did say it. So, anyway.
Yeah, this trailer, the Mauritanian, it's fine.
Yeah.
Sure, it looks like it's probably important. I don't know.
We'll know. It wants to be important.
That should be the tagline.
Yeah.
It looks like it's probably important. I don't know. We'll see.
I want to say that, by the way, Benedict Cumberbatch's character's name in it is Stew Couch.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Like a thing you sit on.
Oh,
like Stew Couch.
That's what that's the thing I wanted to say about this. So, like, also casting Jodie Foster in this part reminds me of, like, one of the things that I fundamentally get frustrated with in Hollywood, which is, so Hollywood always wants to, like, have a sure thing when it makes a movie now. Right? Like, they don't want to take big risks. So, like, there's an algorithm that spits out this movie. The thing that frustrates me about this is it's spit out as part of the algorithm, and Jodie Foster reprises her role as Clarice in this part. Like, that's kind of what this role is. You know what I mean? It's, like, sort of, like, seeing the terrible person and, like, having compassion on him and, like, being out of her depth a little bit and sort of giving the same vibe, but just now she's a little older. And it's, like, that's such an old movie and such an old trope to draw on, and Jodie Foster is more.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm just bored of that. You know, like
I don't
Now
know.
I want her to-
Yeah, no, I got the opposite vibe from that. I feel like she's more like the Scott Glenn character from Silence of the Lambs in this movie.
who's Scott Glenn play?
He plays Jack Crawford, her boss.
No, but she's the one pushing the envelope. She's the engine of this, right? Who's like, no, we have to do this. And Shailene Woodley's like, I don't want to be that person. She's bringing some of that part back here. I feel like people are making that connection in their brain somewhere, and that's like
Maybe.
that frustrates me. I'm like, why? Like, I like Jodie Foster. I don't need that for this movie. You know, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I might be wrong.
Let's move on.
Equinox. The next trailer is for Equinox.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a series?
I think it's a film. It's some German ass thing.
The Germanness of it absolutely delighted me.
It's a series. It's a
It's
TV
a series.
series.
Okay.
I'm so into this.
I
shit.
like the hook. Yeah, where it's this lady who is a DJ and she gets a call in, and it's this person who's like, I know what happened to your sister. I was there. I saw I know what happened, and then he just hangs up.
Yeah, and she's like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah.
And then it has to do with like weird vortexes or other worlds or something.
There looks like some creepy shit going on. So
Yeah.
I don't think they did a lot of work to make that creepy shit into something super compelling. They did the tropes, like, you know, lady in a bath and, we're out in the woods and creepy person's head pops out and all that shit. The thing that was really the all-star of this trailer, aside from it's German, is the woman's performance when she, like, the performance was really, really strong.
That's what gives me hope is they knew in the trailer, like, let's mainly show her performance in this teaser. Yeah. And yeah, she's killing it.
Yeah, she's very good at it.
That's what makes the other imagery spooky.
Right.
to me. It's her.
Yeah, the hook of that scene makes me into like everything else that they show.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is.
I have one stupid question. It's dumb. I admit it. Are you some percentage more willing to give this faith, like believe in this, just because it's not an American film or story?
Well,
no.
It's
Okay. I kind of am, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of am, I think. Not just this, but in general, I think I'm like, ooh, you know.
I've explored like foreign like series. What's that one? Dark, I think it's called, or something.
That's also German.
Them Germans, they're good at this. They're coming in.
Coming in strong.
Yeah, this is also only 6 episodes, which I appreciate.
I'm a
Cool.
fan of that.
Yeah.
I assume they're telling like a very specific story. But what I was going to get to is what I found, like looking around, is that it's hit or miss. It's like every other TV,
Yeah, sure.
you know, where it's like some shows are like, oh, you're just doing a mixed mystery box, but in your language. Okay. But I do think the thing about like foreign films is that like it feels like when they get on the radar, it means they're really good.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that foreign films are really good. It's just that when Netflix or whatever is like, oh, we got to really advertise this, they know that it's like, yeah, we got to push this on a lot of people.
They've filtered this to a degree that it's like, if it's got all the way to my eyes, which are not looking for this, it must be something. And then that plus performance equals AG is INTO this.
Right. And I guess that's a shame because it means that like our access generally to foreign films and TV is through like popular vote, you know, what producers or what people just start talking about. But like, yeah, it checks out. So that I guess that's why I think, yeah, statistically they seem to be better.
I mean, yeah, and that's just sort of speaking as a former Blockbuster employee. Our 8 film foreign section, all 8 of those films were excellent because those are the best ones because that's the only things people would rent. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's all the shit that got nominated for Oscars and stuff.
Right. I used to me and a friend used to, because we had like that indie video store. We used to go in the basement, and then they had sections for every country, and we just randomly pick stuff. And that was really interesting because it was like, yeah, you'd find a lot of like good stuff, and then you'd find a lot of mediocre
Right, of
shit. But it was still entertaining. It was just like, oh yeah, we watched a French romantic comedy tonight. Was it good? Not really,
Yeah.
but we watched it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't make it instantly interesting. My brain just knows like there's a better chance of me loving this.
Right, if it's made it this far,
Yeah.
If it's a small film like this has achieved international distribution,
Yeah,
or a small series like
I
this.
also feel like it might be the size of it is another reason why it's gotten this far. Because like there was another thing that was similar to this, where there was a guy who was like working a helpline, and he got a phone call from somebody who kidnapped his wife or something. It was a movie. It was also European.
Yeah, I want to see that. I know what you're talking about.
I remember it. It had a similar feeling to this. And although I don't think there was like, supernatural shit, but like the other genius thing of it was that it was like kind of contained, which this sort of looks. This looks pretty contained.
Yeah.
And I think that might be part of why it's so successful, because it's like scaled down correctly. So I don't know.
Does it bum you guys out to know that your favorite movie ever might be in a language that you'll never speak and you'll never see it? Because they just make so many movies, the world. Mm-hmm. So, like, the movie that would complete you might never cross paths with.
I mean,
does that bum you out?
In the sense that I also don't plan on marrying anyone. You know what I mean? So does that give you an answer about how I feel about destiny with things like that? They're the same.
No.
It's the same. Meeting
Okay.
a soulmate is the same idea as your perfect movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but movies are more important. So
That's true.
I was
That's
going
accurate.
with that.
Yeah, that's accurate.
We should probably move on.
We should.
to
We should move on to this
Is that
last
too
one.
dark?
Small
Oh, I apologize.
Acts. No, that
I
wasn't
like-
too dark.
No,
it
we're
was
I
just-
want to talk about destiny.
I could feel myself stepping into that void, and I was like, I should probably
Turn
get
back.
out of it.
I got to pull back. Pull back.
Turn back, Dave. Back to base,
Yeah.
Dave.
Small Axe, Red, White, and Blue. This is a series of. There's a few trailers out there. I just picked one because this is a bunch of movies. This is John Boyega.
Yeah, it's 5 short films, and I think Stephen. Oh shit! Is it Stephen McQueen?
Yes.
I think it's
I believe it's Steve McQueen.
Okay.
Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen. Okay. Yeah, he's producing it, and I'm not sure if he's directing any of them, but I know this is like a big project for him.
I didn't know they were short, and that doesn't bum me out, but I'm like, a little bit because this looks compelling as
Wait.
shit, and I kind of wanted it to be
This
a full.
trailer is for 5
thing.
films?
No,
This is
I
I think
think
one
this
this is
trailer
just
must be
one
just
of
for,
them.
for just
Okay,
one of
yeah,
them.
yeah. I was like, whoa.
Also-
I'm very confused. All right, fair enough.
I think it looks like it's framed like episodes, so I think they're all. I don't know. This says it's an hour and 20 minutes. So maybe it's
Maybe
not that
an
short.
well, that's a feature. So maybe it's an anthology.
Yeah, it's
Wait.
it's an anthology film series. It says created and directed by Steve McQueen. Okay.
Oh.
And written. Yeah.
It's distinct stories about the lives of West Indian immigrants in London during the 60s and 70s. It's already aired on the BBC in the UK.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, this is coming out I think on the 4th when this podcast comes out. I think it'll be out on the Amazons
On
for
Prime,
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really dig John Boyega as an actor. I like this role for him because it seems like it's going to be a good sort of depiction of his range.
Yeah.
There's nothing to dislike about this movie, but I will say about it that it's about a conflict that I feel a little like something about it makes me uneasy as a movie watcher, and not uneasy like afraid of the topic. Uneasy like this might be more bland than I want it to be. I can't put my finger on exactly why. But you know what I mean? Did you guys get that feeling? Am I crazy?
No
lightsabers.
Yeah, there's no lightsabers. No, I didn't get that feeling just because I have no idea what this conflict is.
Well, it looks like
So I have no expectation attached to it other than just it looks like an intense drama featuring people that I like.
it looks like he joins the police, which means it's sort of a betrayal of his culture, right? And
It is the true story of Leroy Logan, who saw his father assaulted by 2 policemen, motivating him to join the
Right.
police and to change it
Right.
from within. I mean, I don't know. I'm rock hard for that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, just because I don't know. I love dramas like this. It's it's why I fucking stick on stupid Aaron Sorkin stuff. Like I like it when it's one person making a difference.
And you're not too cynical for that.
so-
you don't find
Oh,
that...
I can let it go. Not for Sorkin. Sorkin is too naive, but like I still watch it because it's funny. But like I don't know. It depends on how this is done. You know, I think with Steve McQueen in charge, I don't think it'll be a naive story.
Okay, that's a lot of faith, but not an amount that bothers me. Maybe that's my concern about it is like I worry about a story about reforming the police from within right now, but I need to be maybe more open minded than that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I definitely know what you're saying.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah,
It's just this based on a true story. I don't know.
It's a different time.
And again, this is just one of the stories
of course.
too. So
I'm not
it's just
shitting
like
on this and saying it's bad. I'm just saying like this is a thing we're seeing more and more of is sort of like let's go back into an earlier time to investigate issues that are sort of contemporary, but do it with this sort of safe distance so that like it's actually not that sort of progressive or daring of a film. Like the ultimate bad example of this is the Green Book, right? Like that's the ultimate bad example.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I'm not
For a lot of
100%. But that was the intent of Green Book. Was like let's go back into the '60s and tell a modern story. That's what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to judge this because I haven't seen it, and I like the actors and I like the director, and I even am okay with the story. But my eyebrows raised because of that issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, and I think it should be, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess this specific one, I know what you're saying. I just have I'm optimistic about this one.
Right, I'm way more optimistic about a filmmaker like Steve McQueen making a series of films about this subject than I am about one of the fucking Farrelly brothers.
They're not the same. Not the same. I agree.
trying to tackle this shit.
They're not the same, but I am trying to identify what is kind of a trend.
Yes,
it's definitely a trend, and I think that's on the producers, right? Because they're the ones scooping all this shit up.
No, it's bigger than
the
that.
trial of the Chicago 7 was that too, where the Sorkin fucking protest movie.
Yeah, I agree with Adam. It's a little broader than that because like Sorkin and like Steve McQueen here, they're not producers scooping up. They're people.
Yeah, you're right. They're calling the shots.
Well,
Yeah,
they're calling the shots, but again, they're existing in a context where making something that has risk attached is harder than it used to be. You know, like
Yeah,
this is the result of like again, it's boomer serving on some level. You know, like perhaps the story ends up having a more modern sensibility to it in a lot of ways, but like look when it is, and look ultimately whose story it is. You know, I mean, I just think I don't know. Why am I making such a stand about this? I just my eyebrows raised. That's it. I said it.
sure.
Yeah, no, it's totally valid point. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll
Me
keep
too.
watching
I will watch
them.
this. I'm not opposed to watching it. I will watch it.
You know, he's had, maybe Michael Fassbender's schlong will be in it.
Oh man, I hope
it's
so.
been in one of his movies.
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
a shame.
So like, yeah, there could be, he should have done that for all his movies.
There's always a chance. Once it happens once, there's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
It's on the table.
Yeah, you can't rule it
the
out.
song's on the table.
Yeah, you can't put Fassbender's dick back into Pandora's box.
It does not go in a corner. Yeah.
You can't put that dick genie back into the bottle. Oh man, let's move on.
All right. Well, we got some more producers before we get into news stories.
Let's do that then.
Thanks for having Jason Pargin on. Here's $25. Woo. Thank you. Thank you to the Midnight Patron. What patrons at midnight? Woo. Thank you very much. Thank you to Exploding Runes.
Oh yeah.
Thank you to Andrew. How? Thank you to Vincent. Thank you to Rev MD. Thank you to John Muniz. Thank you to Wavy Rancheros.
Yeah.
Thank you to Dr. DNA.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Thank you.
He went to med
Graduated
school
medical
Mr.
school.
DNA became Dr. DNA.
Wow.
Nice.
Either med school or like became an evil villain. We don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to Lauren Gucci. Thank you very much.
All right. Let me swoop in here. Thank you to Bootler Bootlesson.
Thank you.
Thank you to Grumble B.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you to Tux.
Thank you.
Thank you to Shepherd Mulch Diggums.
Thank you.
Thank you to Norm from Cheers.
Thank you, Norm.
Thank you to Davey Francis.
Thank
you to Space McNulty.
That one really
thank
grows
you.
on you over time. It really does.
I love Space McNulty.
Or as Bubbles calls them, Space McNutty.
Yeah, McNutty.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you to Hiram.
Hiram,
And thank you to Oh Great, It's That Guy.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, so the biggest news of the week, arguably, is Warner Media swooping in here. Early Thursday morning. Well, not early West Coast. And just fucking casually saying, yeah, we're going to put our entire slate of 2021 films in theaters and on HBO Max simultaneously.
Yeah, we are nuking your plans over the holidays. Hope you're ready. The launch codes have been initiated.
Yeah. So that means everything. Dune, The Matrix 4, The Suicide Squad.
Matrix 4! There's no reason for me to think that's going to be good. Don't care. I'm getting fucking logged in, baby. I'm logging in for it.
Hell yeah. Jacking myself back into the Matrix,
believe it.
baby.
I think it's incredible they mentioned Matrix 4 because I assume the moment theaters, like the COVID is gone, they're going to be like, never mind. That's my assumption.
They certainly can.
Yeah.
But this is a hell of a a hell of a grenade to lob.
It really is.
I can't wait to watch Dune on an iWatch.
Yeah.
That's
fuck
my
my ideal
that's
viewing,
my goal.
My ideal viewing experience.
So briefly,
Yeah.
if they're on HBO Max, and I read this article, but like if you have a subscription to HBO Max, that's all you have to pay to watch these movies?
Correct.
Yeah.
So like, is the assumption then that they're going to increase their subscriptions? Is that the entire gamble here?
This is a 100%. It's twofold, and it's the same reason they did it. They are doing the same thing with Wonder Woman 1984. This is to drive subscribers to HBO Max, and it's because it's up in the air right now. The only way these studios can generate revenue is through streaming.
So this is just like, at least we can make some money on it, right?
Correct.
So like they don't hope this is not like a. Like this is not a bold new step with potentially bigger revenues.
This is a stopgap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, I get like heavy, like worm tongue stabbing Saruman vibes, where like theaters used to be good to them, and then like they just haven't put out hits in a while, and they're just like, fuck it, burn it all down.
Oh yeah.
I know it's not that. I know it's just that they don't have a choice, but like, of course, WB is the one to kill theaters.
Oh, they've been goblins ever since the acquisition went through earlier this year.
And just wait till theaters come out and just be like, but we do have an army, just like Saruman did. And then fucking Wormtongue's gonna be crying all over themselves for releasing this shit early.
It's gonna be boohooing.
Just,
I mean,
evil tears.
AMC. If you've been following this whole theater debacle through the pandemic, AMC CEO Adam Aron has been extremely vocal during this entire period, frequently putting his own foot in his mouth.
Yeah.
But this dude, he was pissed.
I've kind of enjoyed the George Costanza vibe of all the theater managers just like, well, I guess we're gonna die out here. Like I just that's from the vibe.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
When it's George Costanza driving his in-laws to his fake house in the Hamptons, just committing to it.
I guess we're going to the Hamptons. Yeah, I love it.
Two solariums is a real find.
There's no heroes here. There are victims, which I would say is indie theaters, but like. It's that thing of like when Netflix was like, we're mailing you DVDs. And then they just started to slowly look at the internet and they're like, okay, we need to change right now. And it's wild to me that companies like AMC didn't think the same thing. Like they've had a decade to realize which way the wind is blowing.
Way longer.
And they've just been like, we're never going to die. And then they're like, what the fuck? So like they should have gotten on top of this, is what I'm saying. I know that it's not as simple as that because they don't make their own content, so they're at the mercy.
Yeah,
like it was a situation where like they're
way
expected to release things
just
in
briefly,
theaters.
way longer than a decade. When I was at Blockbuster, and this is germane. When I was at Blockbuster in 2001. One of the things they were doing was like trying to figure out how to create a streaming service to compete with Netflix. Now, Blockbuster also doesn't make content, but they do. They were thinking about how can I change platforms. There's absolutely no reason why AMC couldn't have gotten into the VOD business or something.
Well, that's the thing. Amazon for the longest time wasn't making content. They were just
shopping,
being like, we'll just, And so there could have been AMC could have done that for rentals and then slowly, transitioned or worked to like figure something out. Again, it's this same thing with Blockbuster. The victim was indie video stores that couldn't do that shit. And so there's a great sadness in the fact that there's theaters, stuff like the ArcLight and stuff that's going to be, Lord knows what they're going to be able to do. Not that the ArcLight is indie, but they're not about to start their own streaming service that's going to be a nationwide phenomenon. And so it's just
it's a shame because like I love watching movies in theaters, as do you, right? And everybody who makes movies, their dream is to see their movie in a theater, and so like I get that. And I mean, I certainly feel that way. Like, man, I want to see a movie I make in a theater. Like, that's my dream. And maybe that dream is no longer possible. Like, maybe that's possible.
I think most people do like going to the theater, right? Because everybody talks about it. It's like, you go, you get the popcorn. It's an experience. Yeah. You're seeing what strangers experiencing, like, big blockbuster films. But I think everybody also likes getting together with your friends, ordering some food, and watching a movie together. I think it's just gonna kill the multiplex, right? Like, I think oddly enough, we might go back to like single screen theaters that play like the new Marvel film.
Well, they can't, but they can't.
They can't get the rights to display those films usually. That's probably.
I mean, it would be a fundamental change. I'm just saying that like what this kills more than anything is the multiplex.
I think the multiplex is going to be the only thing to survive.
Yeah, but I guess so.
Because you can't stay open only showing one movie.
I guess I'm saying conceptually, not. Yeah, you're right. It's because the multiplexes are big enough to survive too. Mm-hmm. But like that's what this does, right? Is that we're going to see an audience that's like, oh, I'm not going to see that in theaters. Oh, I'm not going to see that in theaters. Oh, I won't see that in theaters. And then every now and then there'll be a movie where they're like, well, shit, I got to go see that in theaters. So it's just going to be people.
That's what they do right now before the pandemic. That's why we don't. Yeah. That's why we don't have mid-budget movies anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. But it's going to be. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be more the same. Like, I don't think horror movies at a certain point will be released in theaters.
Maybe it depends. I think it's going to start whittling down genres.
Well, it's already doing that. It's been doing that for 10 years.
Yeah, it's already doing that. It's been doing that for a while.
That's true.
it's really not like there's no crystal ball, but also it's not a mystery because we've seen what's going to happen, and that is that like essentially we're going to whittle things down to the tentpole movies only. That's what's going to be in theaters of any kind.
Yeah, this is accelerating,
right? And like then the movie, yeah, that's exactly right. And the movie business is going to have to figure out how to make more money on online venues. They're going to have to do that. And I have a little bit of good news for you, gentlemen. That's good for us. That's good for us.
Oh yeah,
that's a good day for us.
Oh, streaming's been great for the indie market too. It's great for. Yeah. It reminds me of like say, going from coal and oil to sustainable energy. It's better in the long run, but there's going to be some real hard times in between where people are going to lose jobs and the industries are going to shift. It's progress. It's natural progress because, like you guys are saying, this was pre-pandemic. It was already going in this direction. So it's not like the pandemic changed what was already happening. It's not an anomaly. This is just them rushing the natural progress. It's just,
This is not even close to the largest change that's going to happen in the movie business from the pandemic. Like set safety and the cost to make movies is going to be a much more dramatic change in filmmaking than the theaters because we've seen this coming. Like the pandemic is going to change a lot of things more than movies. Like schools and businesses are going to be much more dramatically changed. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that to minimize what you're saying. I'm saying like people are kind of reacting to this like this is really surprising news, and it's like this is one of the least surprising consequences of the pandemic, I think. I think I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like that's what's right in your heart.
Well,
I think it's technology has accelerated in the last 20 years more than it usually does when it comes to stuff like entertainment and music and movies, and I think it just feels more shocking for that reason, and then the pandemic has rushed it along even more. And it reminds me of when they talk about nostalgia during wars, is that nostalgia was a really emotional thing. It was seen as almost like a disorder because people would go to war and they'd come back and their towns would be gone. Their lives would be different. And obviously I'm not comparing us to that, but I think that's why we're such a nostalgic generation, is because things have changed very quickly. And I think this is one more thing on top of I don't know. This is a bigger topic, so I kind of want to move on.
Do you know how much time I spent on rewind machines in my life, Dave?
Right, and like how long?
Hours.
Yeah,
I bought my own, Adam.
Ooh.
So that I wouldn't wear out the heads in my VCR.
How many tapes that thing eat up? How many tapes?
My rewinder?
Wow,
0.
you had a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what you do. You just don't rewind them.
Yeah,
and
you
then
just throw it away and then go buy a new one.
That's, by the way, is my brother's dream for being rich with cars. Like, if he ever got really rich, he's like, I want to buy a fleet of 70s boats, like 70s old boat cars, park them wherever I want. You don't like that? Keep it. that's his dream.
Yeah, it's yours now.
It's your car now. By the way, Dave, I was the man who was like on the hunt for you. I was like Inspector Clouseau to your Pink Panther, my dude. Like, if you're the guy who didn't rewind, that's who I was. I was like, I'll fucking find you.
No, so you return it to the video store and then you move.
That's right.
And you just keep doing that.
The principal from Ferris Bueller. Like, I know he lives around here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right, let's go to this next story. Van Helsing is getting a reboot from the director of Overlord, and that is probably going to be awesome.
Tell you,
probably,
yeah. Can I tell you the thing I thought was very surprising about this? Buried in this article was the sentence, getting Van Helsing going was a big priority for the studio. because really? That shit's never been working. I don't get that.
I I love to imagine the studio head like in the dark watching the other
Stephen
Van
Summers
Helsing.
one. It's like, we're so close.
Why didn't it fucking work?
We gotta get Van Helsing off the
Why the
ground.
fuck didn't it work? It was beautiful.
This is it's the,
He's just weeping. It's glorious.
The Van Helsing and of course the Dark Universe has been the best evidence of like studio bubble at Universal.
Oh hell yeah!
Because Universal, I don't know what they're like. Oh no, I sort of know because I worked at one of the theme parks. Is that they are really proud of those old monsters, and I think they
love
think
them,
they're
yeah.
way more popular.
Yeah, that's how it
than
always
they are.
works when you have an IP. You think it's
Yeah.
precious gold,
Yeah.
and it's really just a guy in a
Yeah.
hat. That's really all Van Helsing is.
That's all Van Helsing is kind of.
Guy in a hat.
Oh man!
Because it is like when you're in the back area that they always have posters of that shit up, and it's like no one fucking remembers this.
No
one cares.
Everyone knew it was kind of a stupid movie when it came out, and then it was a stupid movie, and then lots of things happened. Like 9/11 happened, and like I've gained and lost weight. Lots of things have happened, really. You know.
No, Van Helsing is post 9/11, sir.
Shit, really?
Oh yeah, that's some
post 9/11.
That's some 2004
I
shit.
swore I'd never forget. I swore I'd never forget.
And you forgot.
Look at you now, you Van Helsing son of a bitch. Sure, this looks fine. I don't hate Van Helsing. I also don't think Van Helsing deserves for me to feel any way about it. So
Yeah, sure. That's kind of a big component here is that I don't care about Van Helsing at all. But the idea of the Overlord guy doing it, I'm like,
yeah,
all
sure,
right.
side up.
And I think they realized finally with the Invisible Man, like they were like, oh, we do it like that.
Yeah.
Like okay, let's like treat them like real horror.
It looks like they're doing the anti-Marvel thing, which is like, hey, let's get a great filmmaker, let them do what they want, let's not micromanage it. And that's
Exactly.
all we ever wanted.
And it's
so,
like,
good job.
And then
good job.
all this dude needs to do for his Van Helsing movie is cast Wyatt Russell as Van Helsing.
Sure.
Boom. Do it.
Okay.
I mean, because he's an Overlord, right? So.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that I could accept as Van Helsing. Just F everyone's eye.
Yeah, he popped into my mind just because of the Overlord
right.
connection.
I'm
Hear
ready.
me out. Hear me
Wesley
out.
Snipes.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, fuck it. Just bring Hugh Jackman back.
And
Yeah.
make it a fucking musical.
Look, it was
make it
working.
a musical.
Yeah.
Bring back Hugh Jackman. We're doing this shit. There we go.
Yeah. All right. Final story. We got. I knew this was happening for a while, but Peter Dinklage is officially to star in the reboot of the Toxic Avenger. Mm-hmm. They've been talking about rebooting this for a while.
Yeah.
It never seemed like a good idea, but Lloyd Kaufman is involved.
Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz are both producing.
Yeah, both the trauma guys. That doesn't mean they'll have much control.
Well, it's coming from the director of that movie. I don't feel at home in this world anymore.
I like that movie. Okay.
And I think that movie has like the tone of that movie and the fact that it's kind of this, weirdly genre movie. I think the tone is right.
Yeah, I never saw that movie.
Can I just say this is not a property we need to be at all precious about?
No, hell no. It's a
okay.
fucking schlock ass splatter movie from the 80s.
Well, I'm kind
knew
of
it,
precious
Dave.
about
I
it
knew
because
it. I knew. Go ahead.
Trauma was like the first. The Trauma was one of the things that got me into movies.
Yeah,
because it was such rebellious teenage bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Tromeo and Juliet, Toxic Avenger. I had a VHS of Toxic Avenger 2, which is a terrible movie. And I guess what it is that there's nothing interesting about the Toxic Avenger except for the trauma stuff, except for the environment in which it was made. And so that's why I'm like, oh no, get like the director of The Greasy Strangler. Like
no,
that's who you need for
definitely
this.
don't do that. No, I think.
But that's what trauma is.
Let's
like
skip
that's
to
the
part,
thing.
Let's skip to the
is
part
like,
where you decide to bring the director of that fucking tire movie on, and like Of course,
That's perfect.
Of course, it is, Dave.
But it's the Trauma makes anti-movies. So like I'm happy that the Trauma guys are getting paid, and that they're happy that this is getting made. You know, I just can't imagine. It to me it feels like the Red Dawn reboot where it's like you can't really make this anymore. Like it was of its time and of a very specific place and style, and without that, it's kind of unremarkable.
So,
that said, I love Peter
Sure.
Dinklage in it. I'm just saying that you're right. It's not hurting anybody to make this. I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, if you give this any sort of a budget and try to make it like either like a flat out comedy or like somehow like take it seriously, which I'm sure they won't do. They seem to be talking about Deadpool or something in this article.
They
want
use
that to be the
Deadpool
effect.
as a right,
But it's hard. It's just like this is a really thin mark, like a small mark to hit. In order to make this work, you kind of have to divorce yourself completely from the original and just do something completely different.
I think this is probably the appropriate time to make this remark, which I mean less as a jab than it'll probably sound like. That take is why things like this are so hard to make. That opinion is what.
Well, yeah.
The truth of the matter is that take is also what's standing in the way of getting a thing that you might like. Because like otherwise,
Yeah,
it's either nothing, or it's somebody who chooses to ignore that take. Those are like the two options.
That's the thing is, I don't think if you're gonna reboot
Right,
the
which
Toxic
they are
Avenger,
gonna do.
like if no
Yeah.
choice. Yeah, you don't make it for people who
course
are
not.
fans of the original because that's not that many people. You do something completely different or weird, and I get that. I think this has a very high fail probability.
Because you think the property itself is fundamentally flawed enough that
Because I think what gave it buzz in the first place isn't the story.
right. So
the
what,
Toxic
again,
Avenger.
what you're saying is the property itself only really works in the way that you've seen it done. And right, and yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand that. I don't disagree with that at all. But I have no opinion about this and having never seen it. But my only response to that is, yeah, that's because they're accepting the parameters of the product the way that it used to be. It could be
Right,
something
it's just
completely
like
different. Like
I'm trying to think of other comparisons, like another Trauma film, Cannibal the Musical. You wouldn't want to remake that because it's kind of who's involved and how they did it.
that's a very different thing.
this, I mean,
I don't
this
think it
fundamentally
is.
goes back to like the reason we don't have a Swamp Thing movie, right? Like a good Swamp Thing movie, right? Or like the reason why some, like even Deadpool, why those things take so long to get made, and then like studios have to have such kid gloves with them, is that people sort of believe that what I think is a false dichotomy, which is either you do it the way that I've seen that works, or it can't work. And really, there's so many other possibilities than that, because like all the Toxic Avenger is a set of tropes. That's really all it is. Like, and it's not very many tropes, honestly. It's an origin story at best. So, like, you can do fucking anything you want with this. Why not?
Right.
Like, who? Again, you said there's not even that many fans. So who am I offending?
I'm not saying that like it's offensive
Right.
to do it. All right, another comparison is the Japanese Hausu film. Imagine remaking Hausu and just doing it like a horror movie. Suddenly, it's just not remarkable.
Well, again, and that's assuming that the movie itself that was made was not remarkable. Right? That's the assumption of this thought exercise, right? Is imagine I took Toxic Avenger and make an average movie of it. See, it's an average movie. It's like, well, wait, who says it has to be an average movie? There's nothing about it that has to be an average movie. That's
No, yeah, if they do something
let
really
them try
fucking
it.
weird or
There's
different
literally
with
nothing
it,
to lose.
Yeah, I
then
think
it'll work.
That's the director, the involvement of the Trauma guys, and adding like Peter Dinklage is not an obvious choice.
That's actually the reason I would.
Oh, I think he's a really good choice.
No, I mean the more again, I wrote this news piece up for Collider, and that's kind of how I went at it. Like at first, I was like, that's a really unexpected choice, and the more I thought about it, I was like, this choice fucking rules. So it's like I think they are gonna do something really weird and different, and like. And I think that's all the Toxic Avenger has to be. It's just fucking crazy, right? It's just that is a wow.
Right. I mean, I honestly would like to see more of our mainstream superheroes treated like this. I'm personally, I know that I'm in the minority, but like I'd love to see a Batman adaptation that's like, fuck all your expectations on Batman, every single one of them. Fuck you. I'm not going to try to please you at all. I'm going to make something that I think is interesting. And most of you might hate it. Or a lot of you might love it and think of the character in a totally new way. This like micromanaged sort of like constantly elocuted and examined process with superhero movies is creating bad movies.
I feel like you really haven't seen the Toxic Avenger.
I haven't at all. But like I do know what I mean, and I do know what you mean by this argument. I don't have to have seen it to understand the argument, because it's not like I know you want it to be tied to the specifics, but no, I don't need to do that, because this is the thing that happens for every superhero adaptation. Every single one of them has this fucking argument, right? Where it's like, well, I gotta do these 8 things, or else it's really not Daredevil, and I don't see how they're gonna make it work. And it's like, sure they could.
Yeah. The reason I said that is you keep saying superhero, and like I don't think of the Toxic Avenger as a superhero film.
You understand the premise here. It's word parsing.
Sure.
Like all these things are so much more malleable than we treat them, and because we're not being we're not being flexible or creative with them, we're getting bad entertainment. Like this is the stuff we should be like, no, I don't want that.
Right.
Do what you want.
No, that's a broad point. My point is that this has a low probability of working. It has to be extremely weird in a way that would turn off a lot of audiences to be the same type of film as the original Toxic Avenger.
My point is, doesn't need to be.
And if it's not, if they just do it as like a gritty reboot or like a straight up movie, which I trust that they won't, but if they did it that way, then it's unremarkable, and people will definitely won't understand it. So they have to do something new with it, but also I think they have to. Part of the spirit of the Toxic Avenger and trauma in general is the weirdness and the kind of repulsiveness.
Yeah,
of it.
it's like chaotic anarchy, and it's
I get that,
and that's what I mean. Is like a film like Tromeo and Juliet, written by James Gunn, has like a monster penis scene where a penis is a monster. It has a scene where a woman's pregnant stomach is opened up with popcorn in it. It's fucking weird. It's like we're talking about Lynchian shit. And so that's what I'm saying is that I'm not talking about the preciousness of the fan base or like the rigidness of what it has to abide to. I'm saying that it's a fucking weird film, The Toxic Avenger.
I understand that.
And it's remaking it is a very strange decision. I'm happy that Lloyd Kaufman and what's the other guy? Michael Hetz. Yeah, I'm glad they're involved. But they're gonna. It's just a very narrow mark to
hit.
For this, I think, to work.
It's a narrow mark to hit if I accept the certain several premises that I'm arguing in general. I don't think we don't need to put them on these movies. One of them is that it needs to capture the spirit of the original. No, it doesn't. Like, it absolutely does not have to do that. Number 2, that it needs to appeal to any fan base that already existed. No, it doesn't. Number 3, that it needs to be adapted as one of the 2 options you gave. There's so many more options than that. There's so many more. Like, there's an infinite number of more because there's how many creators. And the other reason I'm not trying to argue with you specifically. I'm trying to like push the idea onto these kinds of conversations because I see them all the time on forums and I hear them all the time that like this is all false binary thinking, all of it, and it's suffocating entertainment. All of that is suffocating entertainment because it's forcing these things that are actually not precious into precious places where the people don't have the freedom to maneuver and try shit. You know, and the only way they can get away with it is if they have a property nobody cares about, or it's been enough time that people are ready. Like, I think the next person that makes a Star Wars movie has a fucking... What a gift to make the next Star Wars movie. Because, like, you're finally not shackled to the Skywalker formula that has really become boring. And, like... Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
but
that shit is boring as shit.
You know, spoilers, it's been boring since 1985. Maybe even before that. Like, it's been boring for a very long time. And we just all paid money hoping that we'd feel the same way we did when they came out. And we don't, and we haven't. Mm-hmm. And the reason that we got all this way before finally everyone agrees is because we held the thing too preciously. Way back when, we're like, well, it's got to be a Star Wars. Well, what the fuck does that even mean? You know, to me, that's architecture.
I think the Mandalorian is... I think the Mandalorian is telling
totally
us what
agree.
it
I think the
meant.
Mandalorian is exactly what they should have been doing with Star Wars. I also kind of wish there wasn't a Baby Yoda, but I think the Baby Yoda is getting people to watch it, so I don't blame them for that. You know what I mean? Like that's how far I could get away from Star Wars. Is like maybe no Baby Yoda, also maybe no Boba Fett. You know what I mean? Just like fucking, it's just in the same place. That's it. I could do that. Mm-hmm. So right. I don't know. I've made my point. You understand. And I don't disagree that fans mostly think what you think, Dave. Mostly they do. And I know why. Because they want to know what they're going to get.
Yeah. I'm not speaking as a fan
would,
with Toxic Avenger.
What fans would say is what I'm getting at.
Sure. And like, I guess what I'm saying... Again, a very, like, just from the logic of this story and stuff, is that they have to, the Toxic Avenger, if they do just a straight, like, I get that there isn't more than two options. I'm just saying that what will most likely happen is they're going to try to make this viable for audiences because they're making a movie. And from a producing standpoint, they got Peter Dinklage attached. I just hope they give them the freedom to do something really fucking weird with it.
What I'm suggesting, which is like go a totally different direction.
Yes.
Yeah. But that actually is in this case being true to the original. Sure. And so that's what I'm saying is that rebooting the Toxic Avenger is a very weird thing for a studio to do because the Toxic Avenger is an extremely strange property that kind of that's what made it unique and what made it have a fan base in the first place. Yeah. And so they kind of have to do that again.
If they want the same experience.
Which going
if they
back,
want to have the same fan reaction experience thing.
Yeah, I also think if they want to have any sort of success with it, just considering the story
we're at the
itself.
hour 30 mark. Otherwise, I would spend another hour 30
about
this.
we're arguing in circles on this, so I want to move us on.
I love you, Dave, and I'm going to fight you. Just not right now.
All right, let's go. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Friendship over. Friendship over, Adam.
Friendship deleted.
Let's thank some more producers.
Let's please, yes.
Special thanks to Lef. Thank you very much, Lef. Thank you to Nolan Mayton. Thank you very much. Thank you to Joshua Graves. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to Normal Man Andrew McGuire. Thank you to Ozzy.
Still think about that one lady.
Thank you.
Once in a while, Tom.
Of course.
Thank you to AJ. Thank you. Thank you to Tip Drizzle. Woo! Thank you, Tip. Thank you to Frankly Amish.
I'm going to jump in here. Thank you to Mrs. Voitis. Thank you to Ghost of Dave Thomas. Thank you to Aaron Burser. Thank you to David Knife Boot, Hinson, MBA, CPA.
Thank you.
Thank you to Christopher Robert Sparks, Esquire.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mackenzie Righteous Hand and the Lizard People Chill.
Thank you
to
very
Funky
much.
J.
Thank you, Funky J.
And thank you to Pie Guy.
Pie Guy. Pie Guy.
All right, Dave.
Pie Guy.
Dave.
What?
Cut the shit.
No, never.
Do you have a movie that deserves more hype or not?
I do.
I love this shit.
I do. When was it never part of our thing? It's always our thing.
Part of the spiel. I'm really liking it. Okay.
Oh, that's
great. Well,
no, that's new. Has that premiered right here, right
print
now?
That, circle it. You got one.
All right.
I do have a movie. It's called Assassins. It's not the one with Stallone in it. This is a documentary. This is coming out December 11th, apparently theatrically. I don't believe that. So I would expect it on VOD pretty quickly. There's nothing special about the the way the documentary is made. It just looks like a fucking wild story.
Looks fucking incredible. I would pay.
Yeah, this looks fascinating.
I would pay double price to see it in a theater. Like, as long as I get social distance, I would fucking try that. This looks unbelievable.
If people remember things that happened, Kim Jong Un's brother was assassinated in a Malaysian airport, and this is a documentary about that because, my fucking God, the woman a woman came behind him, grabbed his eyes, and apparently she had poison on her hands.
VX nerve. It's the rock shit.
The rock shit. And the motherfucker died within minutes or within an hour.
Yeah.
She had a shirt that said LOL on it, and she looked directly at the security cameras. And it's like stone cold assassination.
Big story.
And
this is
what
a big
we
story,
learned,
by the way.
Yeah, this is a massive story when it happened.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
We just watched a dictator assassinate somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, in the most cinematic way, and
very
learned,
publicly.
Yes, very publicly, and what we learned after is that this woman and her accomplice thought they were part of a reality prank show, and that makes so much more sense.
Totally incredible
when you watch it. And so they're still in prison. They're facing execution, and they're like, "We got had." And this is a documentary about that, about what the fuck happened. And
apparently it's also
very
straightforward and just doing the timeline and the explanation. It's not a flashy or overly sentimental documentary. It's not a Michael Moore picture,
right? Which
I super appreciate,
right? Because it doesn't need to be because it feels like they just say what happened.
Astounding.
And it's like this is fucking
astounding.
crazy.
Yeah, this looks amazing. It's just such a wild fucking
how can
story.
this still be happening?
Yeah.
We have cameras. You know what I mean? Sure, it's not 1800 anymore,
right.
or before that. It's we live in a surveilled world, and they tricked fucking two people into murdering with a toxic nerve agent, a monarch or sort of dictator's brother. You just can't believe it.
And it was probably Kim Jong Un who called the hit.
Oh, that was the narrative at the time too. 100% did.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point, Adam, because the thread in this story is that they are using the surveillance, the idea of a surveilled culture, against the people.
That's been the most interesting thing from the times we've lived in these last 5 years, is how these tools that were intended to increase transparency and communication have become sort of an impenetrable fog that is actually doing the opposite. And surveillance is one of them. That's a really interesting truth that we're going to start seeing more of in documentaries and entertainment, I think.
I don't want to sound like a cynical old guy, but it's interesting. I think Borat has taught us this too, is that people will go along with anything if they think they're in a reality TV or documentary.
And that's an aspect of the surveilled culture, is the reality show. And then so that's like how they lure these two people in, allegedly. This is what they're claiming happened. And that explains why she would look right into the camera, because she probably thinks it's a TV camera, or it's like going to be featured in the show.
I'm still thoroughly confused about how they got VX agent, and like that part I want to understand, but I'll see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they went to Ed Harris. Ed Harris, they ziplined in.
They got it from Sean Connery.
Hans Zimmer was fucking going nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Zimmer was listening to mine.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Lots of bois. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Oh, man. So yeah, this looks pretty great, and hopefully we'll be able to watch it soon.
One imagines it's weird for a documentary
Guys.
to be like in theaters, and it's like I don't think so.
I swear, honestly, tell me I couldn't call you both up and be like, yo, let's drive to Palm Springs and fucking watch this documentary in a theater, like some place where we can do it legally, right? And like, we'll all social distance and stuff. You tell me you're not going to be in on that? You tell me you're not in if I figure out how we can do it?
I don't want to get assassinated by the coronavirus.
That's true. Yeah, so
we can figure it out.
I'll see it at a drive-in.
Okay.
We could all take our cars and yell to each other in the
but again,
lot.
just like scientifically, you can sit. Three of us could sit in a theater. We'd be just fine. You know, what I mean? we don't sit together. We'd sit a row apart or whatever. But we could still shout shit at each other. You know.
Maybe we could do that thing.
Like we're doing a deal.
Maybe we could do that thing where we
deal?
rent out an entire theater.
It's probably cost you like $50. You know, like
it costs $99, and if you split that between 4 people, that's like what you pay normally for a movie ticket.
Guys, to watch this movie, that's totally worth it.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
see.
starting to get swept into it.
Well, okay.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I don't think it works that way. When I worked at a movie theater, renting out a theater didn't mean you get to rent the movie. Because they're two different things.
Right.
They're two different things you're paying for. So, you'd have to buy out a movie.
Well,
showing.
then AMC and other places are specifically offering this, or at least they were. Anyway, watch this goddamn movie,
well,
Assassins.
Hold on. Let's talk about this for 40 more minutes.
No, let's
Hold on.
not. Let's not. The show is over now. The show is over. That is a sode. It is over.
Came down.
Frothy sode
That is
in
a
your ears.
bubbling
He really
sode.
guillotined our hangout right there. Did you see that shit?
I mean,
No, it's not-
someone
no.
has to.
Right.
David, we can hang out forever. I'll figure it out, baby.
Listen, you fucks. It's 10 o'clock, and I still have to edit this.
We're so miserable, man.
Jeez.
We're so miserable.
I want to play Call of
I want to
Duty
be a
into the
cowboy.
wee
Can we
hours
do a
of the
30-minute
morning.
Cowboy? Can I be a 30-minute cowboy?
We could be cowboys. Adam.
Yeah.
Adam. Thank you so
my
much for being on the show.
I'm sorry that my presence is always half torture for you, Tom.
Not
But
sorry,
you're both
never
beautiful,
sorry.
And I love you, and you're my cowboys forever.
You got to plug.
Cowboys,
You
forever.
got to plug. Plug it.
Come on over to
Plug it
Small
in.
Beans. We can use you. We got a Patreon there. We'd love to
Mm-hmm.
see any of your interest financially or just your eyes. I have 3 podcasts there. One is One Upsmanship
Mm-hmm.
with Michael Swim about video games. Another is Director Piece Theater with Abe Epperson about the tactics that directors use to tell their stories. And also the third is I'll Show You Mine If You Show Me Yours with Maggie Mae Fish, which is sort of about us being buds. You can see all that shit there. I got a website, ganserfilms.com. You can go see some old crack videos without the ads, so welcome there. And, one day, movie theaters will have my movie, and then I will insist that they stay open.
Yes. Beautiful.
Dave, tell them what we got going on.
We have a Patreon, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. For $5 a month, you get exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox Mulder is a Maniac. There's other tiers too. You can look around, shop around, see what you like. Do it. Do the thing.
We also have a store, tpublic.com/store/gamefullyunemployed, where you can get t-shirts, masks, mugs, stickers, posters, all kinds of shit. We're adding new stuff pretty regularly now. So check that out. Do it.
Check it out.
All right. Everyone, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, CORLEW, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.